Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we'll be discussing how to navigate and manage office politics without losing your sanity. Now this is a topic which is very close to my heart because I am a student of politics. I've done my masters in political science from JNU, and also because after working in the corporate sector for a long time, I think that this video is very relevant for people who want to achieve corporate success. So office politics is, and managing that is always going to be a mix of maintaining professionalism, staying true to your values, and managing relations with colleagues, right? So it's always going to be a mix of these three things. And in this video, we'll quickly discuss around 10 points that can help you navigate office politics. These are very short tips and tricks about how to handle daily how to handle daily situations, how to handle conflicts, so on and so forth. So the first thing is that you have to stay neutral and avoid gossip. Avoiding gossip is a big part of anything that you do in office, because this can really make you seem unprofessional, and this can make you seem as somebody who's more of an airhead and definitely does not suit a strong professional minded person. The second thing is that you have to maintain professionalism. Again, gossiping only takes away from that. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. The second point is you have to be emotionally intelligent. You have to be able to manage your emotions well. Just because somebody provokes you to make certain statements, or somebody wants you to have an angry reaction to something, does not mean that you let them provoke you. Always look for ways that you can de-escalate conflict and manage your own emotions. Sometimes it's okay to take your time to give an answer to something, and to not immediately answer what is being asked of you, because that gives you time to not to think intelligently and not think emotionally. So take your heart out of professional decisions and start putting your mind to it. That's the first thing. The second thing is empathy. Develop the ability to be an empathetic person, to be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and to view the world from their perspective and from their standpoint. That really makes a big difference. For example, there is somebody who's 7 months pregnant or 6 months pregnant and can't do something in office. Then if you put yourself in her shoes, it's okay to help her out with her work, or to do something that can help you karmically and professionally as well. So yeah, that's the thing. And the last thing, which I've also stated before, is that you have to control your reactions. Please don't get provoked. Take your time to answer what is being asked of you. If you are being fired, take a day or two before you give your resignation, and you just let it go. So yeah, take your time with decisions, take your time with reactions, take your time with how things have to go, and don't immediately start giving answers to questions, because that means that your reaction can be half-minded, can be something which is not fully thought of, right? So that's the thing. The third thing is start setting boundaries with people. You need to have limits, right? You need to be able to say no when you want to. For example, you're not a party person, but the corporate office requires you to be there with people, to party, to actively socialize. So always, if you don't want it, always be ready to say no. So that's the thing. And the next thing is that also don't be a puppet, right? Don't be somebody who just does whatever is being asked of them. Of course, it's important to do that in office, but stick to your values, stick to your principles, stick to things. If you're being asked to do something that goes against your ethics, that goes against your principles, then it's okay to say no to it, right? So again, the point becomes to stick to your principles and to not be a puppet as well, right? So that's the thing. The fourth thing is how to manage relationships with people in office. And obviously the easiest thing is that you have to network and find yourself allies, right? Now, of course, I have made a video on the kind of people that you should be friends with and the kind of people you should avoid. So always build a network of allies that can help you be supportive. Like, they can support you through your professional journey, they can mentor you, right? So it also makes sense to find a mentor, and how to find a right mentor is again something I've discussed in the video series, and that can be useful for you, right? So always look for role models, always look for people that you can network and connect with. Don't get into, don't rely on, negative relationships. Like, don't get into relationships that require you to gossip or that require personal opinions, because that is very, very unprofessional and does not help anyone in the long run. Because, for example, you're being asked to, take sides between two people, then it always makes sense to say that you are neutral and that you're not aligned with either of them, right? It's always the best way to resolve things. And in fact, if things get bad between certain people, you can always ask to mediate the conflict between two people and to help in the conflict resolution. That would be seen as a positive. Like, India has the longest history of being a non-aligned nation, because we were basically underdeveloped when the world wars were happening, and we were still fighting colonialism, which is like the battles within the nation. So anyway, having that and applying that, policy, that foreign policy, into your office, into your official relations also is good, because you can always choose to stay neutral and give the offer to mediate between certain parties if their relations are not working out. So anyway, that is what I was saying about, building network of allies who can be helpful, who can be good people, so on and so forth. The next thing is that focus on your work. Any place that requires you to politicize, any office, any corporate office that requires you to pick sides, pick battles, do politicize, is a political space, right? They don't care about your work then. And that is a big negative, because you, as an employee, you have been hired to do work, and sometimes politics and the psychology and all of that thing, they hamper your work because they give employees negativity, right? So always the first thing is that you have to focus on your work. If you are excellent in what you do, nobody there will question whatever you are doing, right? So you need to be excellent at what you do. You need to have achievements, and the more the number of achievements, the better. If you are winning, the best employee of the month, if you're winning something or the other, it really, really helps you in the long term, because it shows that you are a motivated person who is willing to go out of the way to put in extra effort and do things. And also, don't always try to get your unique quirk into doing things. Like, I try to make my YouTube videos quirky. I try to make them fun with using reverse psychology methods or something that is your USP, right? So try to do things in your own unique way that makes them stand out from what others are doing, right? So that's the thing. The next point is power dynamics. It does not take, within a week of entering a new office, you'll know who holds more influence, who holds more sway over decisions, and it makes sense to network accordingly. That's what I would say. The seventh thing is always pick your battles. I'm saying this because you need to be careful of who you step over, right, when you're in office. And if you step over somebody, then it will make sense for them to not, come to your meetings, to, just not do things for you the way ordinarily they would have been. So always be careful of who you put behind, who you step over, so on and so forth. So yeah, and you also, not, like, if somebody is not being very good to you, you don't have to act in a way that is passive aggressive, or that gives them, or you're giving them backhanded comments. Sometimes that that also helps, because not being passive aggressive can really make you look like you're immature. So always try to avoid that kind of thing, and always know when to speak and when to stay quiet. This is also very important, that it's not it's doesn't make sense to speak against someone at all times. Pick your timing, look at the time when it is better to speak and when it is better to stay quiet, right? So these are some of the things that can help you. The eighth thing is that you need to develop thick skin. Cannot take, if what anyone is saying against you very like, sometimes when people say things against you, it's better to just let it go instead of festering that relationship and taking it into a more negative zone. So develop a thick skin, become stronger. Yeah, the next point, which is the ninth point, is have a work-life balance. Okay, that means that if you're working, like in my previous organization, I was working around 10 hours every day, which is translates into around 60 hours per week. And like that hardly gave me time to do things that I wanted to do, and I sort of started to grow tired over a period of time. So always maintain a good work life balance. Go out with your friends, go out with your family, go do things that recharge your social energy, because sometimes being in office all day can get socially draining, and it's always nice to have a spa day where you can recharge your social energy, where you can just relax and be happy and feel stress free for some time. Because recently only there was a death, like, of a employee in Ernst and Young, and apparently it's because of stress related reasons. So don't get stressed, have a good work life balance, or try to, but always try to stay on top of things as well. The last point is that if nothing works out, okay, if the organization or if the employees or if the management is constantly pushing you to be a political entity in a space that does not should not require that kind of thing, then just choose to walk away, right? Just feel completely free to say that there are hundreds of jobs and hundreds and thousands of people out there who would be better than this organization, and it's okay to just leave that place and to just walk away. All right, and to look for an organization which matches your value system, which matches your culture more. So always be do that. So yeah, this was my video on managing and handling office politics without losing your sanity, and how to not let anyone ruin your homeostasis. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. You can comment down below what your experiences with office politics have been and how you have navigated challenging situations in office. You can also in the comment section tell me what you want my other and next videos to be on. What are some topics that you want me to work on, which can be useful for you in any way, right? Because I'm very excited about the prospect of connecting more with my subscribers, because I love doing what I'm doing. So thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share.